Hi, can I buy you a drink?
Sorry?
Can I buy you a drink?
Can you buy me a drink?
Yes, this is the way, people get to know each other.
Yeah.
What would you like?
I have a little water, it's okay.
What's your name?
My name? Well, it's, the first, well, I kind of, let's put it this way. I've been sort of...
You come from the south?
No. Well, okay. Leonard Alfred Schneider.
I have to write it down.
But, I actually, have another name that I used to be known by. Lenny Bruce.
Lenny two N.
Lenny with two N's. I used to be famous. Lenny Bruce. You never...
I'm not very good in famous people, so yeah, sorry.
You've never heard of Lenny Bruce?
Huh?
I mean, I was supposedly dead in 1966. And,
Change your personality and...
No, I just sort
That's why two names.
That's why two names. Well, my real name is the Leonard Alfred Schneider, and then I became showbiz Lenny Bruce. And I had a lot of problems in America. I had a lot of, well, by the end I was drugged out. I couldn't get a job on stage, and so I was bankrupt.
So you went to Europe.
I faked my own death.
Yes,
I faked my own death.
Okay.
I planned it. In Los Angeles in 1966, I was in a hotel room, and I planned it with a police officer, and who I knew used to come to my shows. Basically, I used to be a comic, a comedian.
Yeah.
You know, jokes.
No, but
Well, I'm not
supposed to.
maybe funny now. I mean, I'm 87, but so we did this fake death. I was in the bathroom.
That's funny, in fact.
A fake death?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was nude, and they had like the pills, and I had a heroin needle kind of falling from the arm, and they took pictures, and this famous guy now, Phil Spector, bought the photo, so became kind of an icon, and I just fled to Europe. I got the hell out of there because I couldn't get a job. I was, at that time, you couldn't say on an American...
Phil could help at that time. At that time, Phil Spector could help to get a job.
Phil?
Yeah.
He...
You don't know him personally?
I didn't know him that well, and I think even he said, just get the hell out of here, because nobody could hire me, because I said words like, at that time, you couldn't say words like S-H-I-T, which of course now, you know.
What's that?
Shit. Shit.
Shit.
At that time,
Shit. Okay.
S-H, I still can't say it. I just said shit on stage. I just said it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes.
And nobody's, I mean, in the 60s, this was like...
Nobody laughs. At 60,
well, nobody laughs,
60s,
but in the 60s, I was kicked off stage for saying shit, the word M ending with G, mother, well, with an R, actually, too. You
mother? You can't
ways.
say mother on the stage?
With another word after it. With another big, sort of sexy
word after
word.
I understand
after
there is
that.
entire list, not only one shit you can't say. It's probably the very limited text you could say.
Yeah, I had, well, I know, I
Absolutely
did.
limiting.
I did, well, I mean, at that time, I did, I'd say like, you F you, what can I, you fucking motherfucker. And it was like frozen, well, even now. And it's still kind of scary, it's funny, it's still, but like, I got arrested like, I don't know how many times. And we'd go into the courtroom and the trials were amazing. They became like shows because you'd have the judge saying, now,
You were good in that.
Well, I don't know if I was good, but the judge would say,
Yeah, sure, man.
he would say things like, you know, all right, Mr. Bruce, now we're reading here. So you said blah, 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 blah. And the defense lawyer would say, yes. He said blah, blah, blah. And they'd say, you said blah, 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 blah. He said blah, 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 blah. But who said blah, blah? I said blah, blah. He said blah, 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 blah. And that was the trial. It's just all you said, because they couldn't say the word.
The same words in the trial. You can't say shit.
You
either.
can't say shit. You can't say motherfucker. You couldn't say the big word. I got arrested in San Francisco. I said the word with a C, and that ends with an R.
What's that?
Cocksucker. And so, of course, in the courtroom, nobody. It was just all the time. He said blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. And it's actually written down in the records. You can see blah, blah, blah was said on August 14th. Blah, 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 blah was said on the 4th. And just all blah, 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 blah.
So that's the etymology of the blah, blah, blah. That time and the place probably.
You know, maybe.
Today it's quite used widely also.
Blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, honey, because where I've been hanging out, blah, blah, blah. We don't even, it's just blah, blah, you know. So now, and you?
It will not be funny. I mean...
I was funny? I wouldn't think I was funny. So, who are you?
Well, this will not be funny. And this is supposed to be funny. It'll be not funny. We better not speak.
Try me. Who's funny? I'm a disaster. I'm out of it. I'm like, you know, wandering the streets.
You know, I never had the problem with me knowing or getting to know who I am. So, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, you know, just inspiring this problem.
But, I mean, like, do you...
I have a name, Darius.
Darius?
Yeah.
Darius what?
Lenny Bruce. Darius McShees.
Yeah. And you're from?
Again, from 3 or 4 places.
Like, one place?
Skirsnemone.
Sorry?
Skirsnemone.
Now, where's that?
That's a small town next to the river.
Next to a river? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is there a country?
Ray fields, river bus stop. Nice, very nice place. A hill and a church and the cottages. Yeah. I said it will not be funny.
It is funny. I mean, you got more laughs than I did. Is it a country? I mean, is there a country?
I would say this countryside.
Mm-hmm. You should write my jokes. Good. Can I just try something? I mean, it's been so long. I haven't. I used to do all kinds of.
Yeah, please, yeah.
No, but I want to ask you racy, weird jokes. Like, I got in trouble. I was, you know, at that time in America, it was strange because I really was trying to make people aware, you know, of. I'm Jewish. Can you tell?
I'm positive towards Jewish.
Yeah, and so. Already raised in that kind of being a bit, you know, different, of course, from New York. It's normal. But I was trying to make people aware of political things. And some of my shows, you know, for instance, I was one of the first that did sort of black jokes. Like I remember a joke I said...
jokes about black people?
Yes. And which black people told me.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, you know, like, how do you tell the difference between a tire and a black man?
A tire.
A tire for a car. A tire.
Okay.
A tire and a black man. Well, when you put chains on a tire, it doesn't sing the blues. What did Jesus say to the black population before he left?
Well, there should be recorded already in the Bible.
What did Jesus say to the black population before he left?
So everybody knows in America, I think. The Bible is well-known as a book.
Well, what I learned, he said, was, don't do anything till I come back. And here's a scary one. How do you get a black man down from a tree in Alabama? You cut the cord. The rope.
Of the tree.
You cut the rope.
Of the tree.
Of the hangman.
Uh-huh.
You see, they used to hang. This is all political kind of, stuff. Can I just tell a quick Jewish joke, and then we'll stop
please,
all this? Just
please.
because it's been so long,
please.
it's fun. I mean, wandering the streets and teaching English here for like 30 years, trying to survive. To kids that, you'd say like, I got the notebooks, the dictionaries. I come in like, good afternoon, young students. Could you please sit down? This is like in 2012, and everybody's like, huh? Qu'est-ce qu'il a dit? What? Like, nobody could. I said, sit down. Stand up. So, this is like what my life has ended up. But I'm going to do a Jewish joke. Jewish grandmother is on the beach, right? And she's with her grandson playing, and there's a wave that comes and takes away her grandson. So the grandmother's like, oh my. And of course, we can't say God in the Jewish religion, so we say this YH, I forgot, but it's sort of like Yehovah, or sort of the name that's written. So I'll just say to help the joke, God. Oh, God, please, could you bring my grandson back? I mean, he was circumcised. We celebrated Yom Kippur. He fasted. He threw the salt for the Seder. He was at the yeshiva school. We did the Friday, the Sabbath, and, he learned a Hava Nagila. Do you know the Hava Nagila?
I guess this is something positive.
Nagila Hava. He learned the Hava.
Yes, I know.
Yo Nadidra, Yo Nadidra. He
Yes,
learned. He learned the Hava Nagila before the twist. So please, can you bring him back, please? He was, he was a good Jew. And the Lord said, God says, oh, for heaven's sake, Shwiya, shut up already. I'll send him back. So the kid comes back in the wave, and the grandmother says, he was wearing a baseball cap. Everybody's a bunch of putzes. Schmuck.
Nice.
I said schmuck on stage, and I got arrested for schmuck. What a schmuck.
In Europe?
No, in San Francisco.
Oh, I thought that you did black jokes in U.S. and now you do Jewish
No, I don't do anything here. Are you kidding? Who's going to understand a schmuck? They probably would, Yiddish, but this was in San Francisco on stage. I said, that schmuck over. I got arrested because they said schmuck is an obscene word in Yiddish.
Yes, it was advertised, this word, maybe sometimes 2006 in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Schmuck?
Yes, a father of the person was saying that in a car once. Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, a schmuck.
Yes.
That's a dirty word.
What's the name of the guy who does the show?
Of
the
what?
Previous Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Who does the what?
Yes, who does the Curb Your Enthusiasm? Before they did something like...
you said Jan,
never mind.
Jan
I'm bad at
Fab?
names, that's why I'm writing down the name.
Jan Faber? No.
Oh, no. One sec.
I can't believe
mind,
you never... your generation, see, you never remember... Nobody ever told you about Lenny Bruce.
Well, it is, the things are fragmented, so it could be the person being known without his name. So, this is not the whole story. I think everybody knows you, but not everything about you.
Right. Drugs.
What?
I had hepatitis, which I caught in World War II. I was a soldier in World War II. I was 17. I went on the Brooklyn, in the Navy, and I got hepatitis.
From the water? I once...
I don't know. In fact, I got the clap too. Now, do you know about the clap?
No.
The clap was...
Clapping? No.
No, clapping was a very kind of all servicemen basically got it when you'd go to visit the gals, the Mahujis, and the Tushis, and You know, the girls, the prostitutes.
Kind of, no, I don't know.
Well, you know, we'd go see the gals
sure.
in that, you know, in that time we'd get, you know, pit stop. We'd stop in Naples and
Pit stop like in a Formula One.
well, yeah, pit stop. I mean,
And you can get the clap there.
well, you'd.
And the pilot comes to the pit stop and gets the clap there. In a racing ring, like Formula One. You mean that?
I guess. I mean, a pit stop is sort of like a pause. You know, you'd stop and you get, you know, the boat gets refurbished and whatever they need.
Yes,
I don't know what a boat takes. And so we'd have a couple days off, and all the guys, of course, would go visit the gals. And everybody loved Paris at the time because it was the brothels had themes, like sort of like from Jean Genet, you know, the French.
Yes, I know.
Author wrote about the balcony. It was like, you know, you have themes of like gals would be. You can have
also the birds, if I'm...
the birds.
Birds, the small birds. Are the book.
Jean Genet?
Yes.
I don't...
No, that was the novel. The book named after the novel. If I remember that correctly. I read translations, so it could be...
Maybe the birds, or Aristophanes too.
Kind of small birds? How they...
Small birds.
Yes, small birds.
Well, this was, so brothels, and everybody got...
I mean, nothing behind that. It was just...
No, it was... This clap, so it was sort of a scary thing, but very quickly cured. And then back in America, I was saying...
Oh, it is disease.
You get it from committing sin with floozies. Or, you know, any...
Did you get anything from making jokes on stage? Like, you know, it's not kind of that.
A lot of stomach aches and diarrhea. You know, it happens. But, yeah, a lot of... and so I'm just saying about the clap because that was one of my big jokes that I got also slammed for. I think I was on the Ed Sullivan Show, which you don't remember. Anybody remember Ed Sullivan? But on TV, and I was, you know, they always had every year this kind of telethon for people with polio and things. And Jerry Lewis, the big, you know, American comic, yes. Jerry, and he would have this thing where he'd try and get money for people that were in wheelchairs and things. And I said, let's have a clapathon to get money for the American servicemen that had this. Well, I guess you'd say now a sexual disease, but it was this, they say committing sin with floozies, but you know, it was a serviceman thing. Anyway, why are we getting into clap? Because of, about being, I don't know why we talked about
Oh, we talk about you?
Right.
Not because of this, of course.
No.
But you got a clap, you say a clap. I will just put in a
Clapathon.
Clap. Do you know any jokes about dwarfs, for instance?
About?
Dwarfs.
Dwarfs. No, actually, you know, this is all coming back. Do I have dwarf jokes? I have, but I don't remember any. I'm looking, I don't, this is weird. I had dwarf jokes to kill. I mean, that was one of my, you know, hire me, tells you dwarf jokes. I just remember a Lilliputian, sort of a true story. You know, Lilliputians are smaller.
Small dogs?
No, Lilliputians are smaller than dwarfs. They're very rare human beings. They're like this
That's
big.
Not true, but...
There are Lilliputians that exist. I saw an opera here when I first came over that was done in like 1972 at the Opera Comique with Andrea Ferriol in playback, and it was Turandot, and they had 50 of the most famous Lilliputians in the whole world. And they came, they had twins, English Lilliputian twins, this big, and they had from every country, and it was just unbelievable. They had little umbrellas, and they were singing, you know, singing in the rain while she was doing miming Turandot, and they're very wicked, like dwarfs, and they started climbing up her dress and doing things.
Angry also.
Angry, and I went backstage, and of course 50 Lilliputians, you know, I'm pretty tall, and they hate you. It's like they were like coming out of the cupboard and jumping, going, hi! And, you know, it was a very, very scary moment, Lilliputians. And I once was trying to survive here. I did a thing at Chaillot trying to be in a play, and I had to try out with a Lilliputian. I was so small, I actually would just almost put it in my pocket. I mean, they're amazing. Just put it in the table. And, you know, they're very fragile. But dwarf jokes, I can't remember my...
Never mind.
Go. No, well, it's normal. I'm 87. I mean, you know, I'm losing it.
87, now it's 2012. 87. What was in 87?
No, I am 87 years old.
That's the joke.
No, I was born in 1925. I mean,
I'm
so
74 then.
Well, you look great, and I want to know the secret.
The salad. You shouldn't eat salad because it's bad for you. That's the secret.
You don't eat salad?
I eat, but I know this is bad for you. It's antidote. Your mind works as an antidote. In fact, probably food is bad. So the salad is the exceptional food which is bad for your health. Yep.
Really? Geez. What kind of salad? I mean, that was salad.
Any kind.
What does it do to you?
Nothing. That's the point. Your stomach isn't designed for the raw grass. Cows. Raw grass.
Raw
grass.
Raw grass?
Yes. You should boil the grass before you eat. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the law.
I have been a salad freak for salads. I mean, endives?
Boil.
What
Boiled
is all
is good.
This stuff? This bio in Paris. Everybody's like bio, endive salad and all this. It's all bad.
Bio is good, but it should be boiled.
It should be boiled.
Yeah. You get salad, you boil them, and you eat them. About 5 minutes, you know.
I can't believe this is, you know.
I can send you a link. Yeah.
A link?
Yes, to YouTube.
No, I'm not a computer person. That's, you know, I'm from my generation computers. Well, we didn't do all that stuff. YouTube and you schmoog and schmutz and putz and das ist ohne Geschmacke. Das ist no. You know what? Computer.
The 60s was the computer boom in US, you should know that.
No, in the 60s?
Yes, of course. It was invented. Atari. Atari, do you know that? Maybe you were busy with the police and the stage, but behind those things there was amazing computer world there.
Really? Because I late 50s, and then the thing I did, this kind of reminds me of the one time I actually got up there was Carnegie Hall in New York. Can you believe it? I performed there.
I would say the secret one. I wanted to get ones there. Do you know the joke of one choir conductor, as long as I know? Somewhere in New York. Yeah, probably he was working. I'm bad with the name, so I can't get now. It's quick. His name. It's about Carnegie Hall. One man around the block asked how to get to the Carnegie Hall. He answered, practice, practice, practice.
It's good. Good.
I was thinking about the show in Carnegie Hall. Never asked them if they would accept that. The acting persons would be a table and a man. A table which speaks. Yes. I know one table. in Rome, which sometimes after some procedure gets impersonated and then start to speak, knocking the floor with the legs. So I thought that this for Carnegie Hall could be a very good thing. If you were once, could you put me there?
In Carnegie Hall,
do you know anyone there?
I can't even afford to
get there.
Take a subway to the suburb here. I'm like bankrupt city. I don't. You know.
No. I mean, how to get in the real? Like now, I'm asking you not the way, but well, the way. But never mind. I probably will just skip it.
So, well, what I was saying, interesting about the. I like that practice.
I was imagining how the stable flight from Rome to New York is sitting in a two-flight plane chairs with this man, you know, and they talk to each other. It's a very long story.
I like it. I
again,
like it.
It's
I
not
like
funny,
it. I like
you know,
it. What I like it. Now can I just say this one sentence? I've always, when I got kicked out of so many in Australia, when I actually went, and guess why? It was the shortest performance that ever happened. I said one sentence.
We always do that now.
Well, this is right. But this was one sentence.
One sentence, yes.
I said, opening thing, what a fucking marvelous audience! And they kicked me off and I was taken away. And
what year it was?
What year it was? I can't even remember anymore. 1960, just before London. So it must have been like 1961.
It was all the world, not only in the U.S.
All of it. In London, I got kicked out twice. I went and did a show and I got booed off. I said the word, C.O. cocksucker. And I got kicked off, and then I went back, and they sent me to another club that was even more, raunchy. And that's where I said, well, they didn't know about the putts and all that. But then I said, one of the technicians I was just talking, I said, with that fucking dwarf, bring that, and kidding, of course. And then I got kicked out for that. And then I couldn't even go back. So that sort of limited,
Yes. Now you're back. And now it's no limits almost. We just can clap for you, can we?
No.
Okay.
You don't have a Jewish mom, do you? No.
I don't have a joke. I'm not 100% sure that I don't have a Jewish person in my family tree. Not really sure about that.
Because there's just, I was going to say real quick, another little quick kind of Jewish mom joke. There was a Jewish mom, she says to, oh, listen, to her son, talking about her son Benny to her neighbor. My son Benny, he's just so cute. I mean, every night he brings home servicemen and policemen and circus people that need a place to stay, lovely young men that all sleep in his room with him, and he shares his bed with them. It's so wonderful.
How come?
It's cute about Jewish moms. They don't realize that their sons.
Why the guy was bringing those people?
Well,
what?
Maybe because Benny, her son, was probably, what?
What?
Homosexual. And so the mother, Jewish mom, never wants to admit it. And she said, my son is so cute. He's got all these hunky men coming in to help them find a place to sleep. And that's another thing, too, which I had mentioned once in New York. It's very strange how they punish homosexuals. At the time, there were these two men that were arrested because they were kissing in the month of October.
On the street.
So it was in a little restaurant in a nightclub. And so the thing was, somebody said, well, what? Two men can't kiss at the beginning of the season in autumn? And then, of course,
it is because before Christmas. That's why.
Before Christmas, yes. Maybe. But the strange thing is it's a very strange punishment, putting homosexual men into a prison with 500,000 other men running around.
Well, also for this reason.
It's, I mean, sort of not really, maybe for them a punishment. I don't know. It's just all sort of strange stuff that was.
I don't think punishment should be a punishment.
Oh.
You just get out of the situation in that way, you know. So you just help to get out of the situation in that way. So it shouldn't be a punishment. Or what is punishment, for instance? It's just another level, you know. Just the another door, let's say that.
Another thing I used to ask people a lot that I got in trouble, like for men, how many men have, they say, pissed in a sink?
Including me?
Tell the truth. Yeah. People always, but most men have.
Yes? Or what? Why?
Because you're not supposed to.
It's just the sink. It is just at the right level, and it's almost designed for that. I don't agree.
Well, you go tell that to hotel owners and to all our mommies and stuff. You know?
If you would piss in a sink, you know, at the hotels, they would never complain.
If they catch you.
How can they catch you?
Well, who knows? You know, you hear about this guy in New York, they just walk in, they have the keys that they're cleaning.
Yes,
I mean, like, there you are, you know, like, excuse me, I'm, you know, going to the bathroom in the sink, you know. You just never know. That's why when I was growing up,
I don't have this feeling, but I agree.
Wear two pair of underwear because you never know what's going to happen. What if you get hit by a car? And the worst thing is, in fact, I was in a very bad car accident with my wife.
She was driving?
No, I was driving. Holly, stripper, she was an amazing lady. And she was a stripper. And when I first met her, she was living with another lady. I guess at the time they said lesbian, but when I grew up, you're sort of saying, you know, in love with somebody on the other side of the hill. And
Cats. You know this musical, Cats.
Yeah.
Instead of the lesbian, you could say Cats.
Oh, really?
Yes. I don't know if it took place, but I just quick idea.
Oh, that's great.
Meaning that time of the suppression and
I don't know. Holly was just so great, and we did a little act together. We started out actually because my mom Sadie then became Sally. Used to be in showbiz. You know, she did singing and stuff, and so used to hang out at the burlesque shows in New York. You know, the strippers and stuff.
I'm not really sure if I know that. I could imagine though.
It was all on 42nd Street. It was great. And that's where the Yiddish theater was too. And Molly Picon and all these, were before that, of course, Al Jolson and all that, but all the great American kind of theater was this stripping, Yiddish, and all started on,
it's completely different what I know from the musicals. Well, I know that scene and that time from musicals only. Film musicals. I mean, film musicals.
Right. I mean, there was the two sides. There was the musical goody-goody, and then we had the kind of,
goody-goody,
off-color, the sort of comedian stripping, that kind of stuff,
I don't know. No.
So what can I ask? What did you or do you do or?
I do. That would be complicated to tell you what I do, and to generalize that would be complicated. But there is some particular things what I do. So I design something. Design some. Maybe the processes already are, I say, process, and they continue to organize themselves. So what I do, I just spot that process and I influence that a bit, or just...
You organize the process?
No, I probably only see them and name them, yeah. More or less like that. I recently put my DNA as a biography in a museum's catalog in order to get somebody jumping out of there. I probably don't know what. Programming kind of the...
DNA of the...
Yes. The code of myself.
Your own DNA?
Yes.
And what's going to happen?
The bunch of things. I got some poisonous bird.
Poisonous?
Poisonous bird, yes. Treated with cyanide. A bird. That was a seagull.
A poisonous bird? Mm-hmm. From your DNA?
Yep.
Produced a bird?
Yep. Poisonous.
That's complicated. And that's one of the things you do.
Yes.
That's
not funny.
It's very funny. It's very strange. It's very funny, very interesting, and it's Mazel tov.
Mussel?
Mazel tov, great.
Mazel tov. Oh. Sound like the dish.
Like the what?
Like a dish.
Like a dish.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Now, of course, kosher. We never ate that kind of stuff. You could never eat mussels or
clams. What is kosher, by the way?
Kosher is...
It's kind of the heat treatment or like the temperature and the pressure treatment?
Yeah, well, it's actually health food at the time because...
No salad.
No salad, no. Never. It was food that was, because of the heat, just kosher food, everything a certain way, the blood runs through the... But you couldn't, no animals with shells like we, of course, growing, at one point in California with mussels and things, you wouldn't eat them anyway. These things like, vague, what is this? They're all over the beach. But oysters and things you just don't do. And I never had a...
Armadillo you can eat. Also it's shelled.
No.
And a cat, shelled cat, no?
An armadillo?
Yes. As long as I remember.
That's a big one. That's a big fish.
A fish.
Or a big animal, whatever that is. But no, you couldn't eat that. But you can eat it.
Because it's shelled. I know this huge shell. Of the armadillo, right. Yes. I saw it in the museum.
An armadillo?
Yes.
Well, we can't eat those, and well, maybe, I don't know, but anything, sea animal with a shell or any, I didn't have a ham
strange.
sandwich.
What makes shell to the animal to be not
I don't know. I tried
good?
Several, I've got a, we weren't really that orthodox. My grandmother said I couldn't get buried in a Jewish museum because I have tattoos.
Do you still have them?
No, not anymore.
You're lying. Because me not to ask you to show.
No, I'm not going to, at my age, I'm going to show a tattoo. Well, that's it.
Okay.
It was great. No?
Okay.
Wasn't it?
What was?
Meeting.
Meaning? What meaning?
Here, meeting you.
You too? It's not the talk you would have longer at the bar, and you refuse the drink, by the way.
Yeah, because I got, I had a lot of drinking problems and drugs and stuff. I stopped all that. I've gone, as they say, straight, whatever that means. And my daughter Kitty runs a whole huge thing now in New York. It's the Lenny House. If you ever want to check out, www. Kitty House, Lenny House. She needs money, and she's gone, and she's with Richard Pryor's daughter, and they're doing this thing about they've stopped drinking. So yeah. Well, Darius.
What?
I'm going to get up and leave you.
Let's meet anyways sometimes.
Yeah.
This is it's a bad getaway. Because
your entrance was a good time. Your entrance, you had the time capsule, 5-minute tour.
Go and say thanks to everybody. Thank you. Thanks. Say thanks. Do I say it?